As we speak, farmers across France are staging a huge protest here in the capital in what the unions are describing as a siege on Paris. Hundreds of tractors and trucks are expected to block all the major roads and motorways leading into Paris and bringing traffic to a standstill. It comes despite French government promises to help assuage the farmers' many grievances over fuel costs and bureaucracy since the introduction of new green policies. It's an issue that's affected much of Europe at the moment. Let's go to close to Charles de Gaulle Airport because our reporter Antonia Kerrigan is there. Good to speak to you, Antonia. Let's give us a sense of what is happening there.
So here I am just a few kilometres north of Charles de Gaulle International Airport, and that's about 25 kilometres north of the capital. Behind me is the A1 motorway, and what you can see is traffic moving slowly on one side, that's going away from the capital, but absolutely nothing on the other side. That's no traffic coming into Paris. The reason for that is a few kilometres north of here, there is a roadblock set up by the, as mentioned, the farmers. This is going to be one of 8 around Paris today, around 6,000 tractors expected to participate. Disruption, it remains to be seen how significant it is across the board. The reasons why they're here, as you say, we're talking about high production costs, low pay, and increasingly difficult to follow European regulations. They feel that other European countries are not subjected to in such a stringent manner. And of course, the extra European countries are not at all expected to follow, even though we sometimes might import these products. The idea here is the continuation on what's been already a week-long movement to apply pressure to the government. They've already had some initial announcements. They're not happy. They want to ask for more.
Here's the thing, Antonia, it's clearly going to be a miserable day if you're going to try to drive anywhere in and out of Paris. But the government has promised to listen. Gabriel Attal, the new Prime Minister, actually visited a farm. They said go and see it for the situation for yourself. He did so and says this is the issue we prioritise more than anything else now. But that message, clearly not enough.
Well, the government has shown itself extremely, at least in its communications, extremely conciliatory. They were very quick to make announcements. There has been very little condemnation of the disruption, as you sometimes see when there is social unrest in France. There hasn't been anything like that. The Minister of Agriculture has promised further announcements in the next 48 hours. 15,000 police officers have been deployed to manage any possible unrest, but they're under orders to show moderation. The Interior Minister saying you don't gas those who, you don't set the CRS on those who are suffering. So they're trying to show a great deal of empathy towards these farmers. And the part of the reason for that is that the farmers in France are, of course, extremely popular. Around a survey last week showed around about 82% of French people from across the political spectrum have a certain amount of sympathy with this movement. We'll have to see if a nationwide disruption changes that sympathy. But the government, of course, have to be very careful.